Doubt if any of you have ever heard the play Cato by Addison. I quoted it earlier here. It's one of the biggest plays our founding fathers liked. George Washington read part of it and had it performed at Valley Forge. So you have to think how important that was to them. Ben Franklin, all of them. And you wonder why, because it's about a Roman general and about the fall of the Roman Empire, not the empire, the Roman democracy. And the story is about, it's a pretty old-fashioned play. I don't know if many of you kids today have even had the ambition to read it. I know when I was in high school, I didn't want to read Julius Caesar or any of that crap. It's kind of one of those things that when you're forced to read it, you don't have any interest in it, but when it applies to your life, you find validity to it. And that's the same way with that. I encourage you to read it at your own level. If it takes you 5 years to read it, go back through it. It's a lot like the Bible. A lot of things don't mean anything to you until you actually get the chance to have the life skills that they mean something. But Cato was one of two generals, the other being Julius Caesar. And Cato didn't like how Caesar was trying to become an emperor. And this is way before Caesar was executed, by his own people. This is two generals and a democracy, and Caesar wanted to seize power. So Cato was driven by ethics, logic, all of those things that you would think of that are honorable, and where Caesar wasn't. And this is a true story, but the poetry in it is there. And our founding fathers really wanted to show their love for this play and show to people the ideas of service, sacrifice, but above all that if you live by ideals and ethics, if you live for like in our time, women's rights and the rights of people that don't look like you, or they might be gay, or whatever. And Caesar defeats Cato, and instead of sacrificing himself in front of Caesar, Caesar would have been declared emperor, and Cato would have been paraded around as a cage, and much the same way that Caesar did with other people he conquered. He'd keep them as captives, and he would feed them, and when there was a celebration, they would have them brought out, and people would throw things at them. They might do horrific things to them, torture them. You were made a spectacle of. That was not to be the fate of Cato. He did not want that. He fell on his own sword. He fell on his own ideals, facing power larger than himself, stronger than himself, and history still remembers his name. Whereas Caesar, they remember the salad dressing. So, the kiddos, go out, look for a PDF or these things called books, and read the story of Cato. It's a tragedy, but it shows you how your ethics, your ideals, mean more than any one thing, winning or losing. They are what you live and die by, and the sword that you fall on to.